Welcome to the Startup Grind.
Psychologist how to think, which was my biggest problem. And today I'm able to do so many things at the same time. I can answer emails faster than most of the people, but I create my own workforce, which is something I always get asked, like, if you have a problem of attention, if you have a problem of hyperactivity, how the heck you can work? Well, at Civic it's been a big challenge because it's a corporate company. I have a manager, I have a VP, I have a team, and I live far away from all of them. So everything is through Skype, everything is through WhatsApp, HipChat, etc. And I have to do what I have to do and not having someone next to me saying, hey, what's going on? So it's been a big challenge, but when you see all the benefit of what I can do and all the cool job that I have, it's like, okay, I have to put a little bit extra on it. So I create different startups, and one of the most proud one that I had is the first entrepreneurship agency in Chile with my brother, who is a lawyer. But he never worked as a lawyer for a law firm because he's also an entrepreneur and he also wants to do things. And in 2010 in Chile we had the 5th biggest earthquake in the world, and as well we had the biggest one as well. So for me earthquake was totally okay, but the whole country in 2010, the 27th of February, was totally on the floor. So we took the moment and we're like, okay, factories are broken, everything is broken, people is going to try to do their own stuff. So we've designed this agency to establish companies, give them a website, give them branding, give them marketing, give them everything, the whole package. And from day one, my best friend was like, dude, you have to put your salary count in there. And I was like, shut up, this is lean, I don't pay myself, I can live with my mom. My brother as well, 2 years older. Biggest stupidity that I came with my brother. After 18 months, incredible success, 108 companies we established. Many of them today are keep growing and making money like never, and we didn't make any penny for us. And at the same time, we have a freaking Google office, we bought a light that were freaking expensive. Even we have a reception for our receptionist that we never had. So it was just a place to keep saving stuff. So today I can work on what I do for communities based on my background.
How you ended up doing email marketing? Why email marketing?
Well, I love the idea of selling something stupid to someone and they buy it. Like the word saying like, oh yeah, you can sell ice to an Eskimo. I think that is the biggest challenge that you can have. So it's really interesting to see how somebody can buy. So in marketing, you have the concept of the cherry picker. Why do you think that you have all the candies and little things next to the register? Because it's a little bit cheaper, I can buy it, I can get it. So I love the concept of marketing, and I was really interested in that. And at the same time, because I love to do events as well. I was doing big parties for almost 2,000 people every weekend. But it was the time of MSN Messenger, and none of us would really care in 2002 email privacy. So I was taking all my friends, and you can get free entries if you give me your email list. And it was just on MSN Messenger to export CSV, a text file. So I collect like 3 million emails in a few months, and I was spamming from my bedroom. Why? Because in the time, spamming was not a madness thing like today. And it was pretty good and lucrative work to do. So universities was paying whatever I asked for increasing their student base.
How startups changed since you started your first startup? I mean, did you have the opportunities you have right now? Or?
Oh, when I started, for me, I never heard the concept of startup. Like in Chile, I never heard in 2002 what it was a startup. For me, it was just doing something interesting and fun in my bedroom and doing chin-chin and collecting every month. And I never was like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I have my startup. Here's my logo, nothing. It was like, the name of my company was Promoted. And it was a horrible globe icon with like a hand. I don't know why, but it was like, I'm trying to grab the world, or I don't know. Till today, I ask myself. But yeah, the whole thing has been an incredible change. from no concept, call myself an entrepreneur today.
What was the aspect that surprised you the most when you started your startup?
That's an interesting question. Probably that I can do it without asking to anyone. I just found a free script on internet. I bought a computer for like $100. I installed the stuff. I put an email, send it. I put 10 emails, send it. And they were opening. And I started tracking in real time. I was like, oh, this is pretty nice. I started blasting everyone. And it was really addictive to be like, oh, I'm sending 1 million emails right now. And I have 850,000 opens. And it was really addictive. It was like a proper adrenaline coming to you.
What you were sending at that time? What did you send at that time?
Oh, it was advertisement for, I was working with a university because there are, basically the amount of students that was coming for their design career was pretty bad. And I explained them that I have a really, really high quality 17, 24-year-old student email list of over 1 million. And they were like, okay, let's do a trial. And I was like, yeah, a trial costs money. Because I know I'm going to bring a student, and I brought a lot of students for the guys. So then they keep paying for all the other careers and everything. So.
If you could go back in time, what you would change?
I spend more time with my friends. Because yeah, entrepreneurship is everything about the work 24/7, never quit, keep going, keep going. Don't do that. Keep working, but be smart. Because if you don't spend time with your friend, you're gonna regret a lot. And that's something really important. Ask, for example, to your parents, how many of them will pay whatever to spend more time with their babies when they were babies. So today we hear the word saying laser focus, and you have to be laser focused, laser focused. Now I have a 2-month-old baby, and the only free time that I have for whatever I have in my brain is between 6 in the morning and 9 in the morning. And oh my God, I can make so many things in that time of the day. The rest of the day I have to work, and after that I have my family. And when I finish work, I just close it. Like, oh yeah, it's 5 or 6 o'clock, I shut it down and the computer is in the office. And I don't touch social media, I don't touch anything, and I spend time with my friend and family. Which today I realize that is the main goal of anyone. And not just building a startup for building a startup and being crazy about metrics and like, oh yeah, I get so many likes.
You've seen a lot of startups, you've seen a lot of countries, and you're specialized in Europe, Middle East, Africa. What is your best piece of advice for a young entrepreneur?
Something that I always get. My region, I manage from the Nordic up to India. So I speak with a lot of startups all day long, every single day. And all of them are always with the same point of view. I'm from Moldova, I'm from Estonia, I'm from Lithuania, I'm from Hungary, I'm from a freaking small country in the middle of nowhere, and I need to go out. Travel, go out, fly, meet people. But not because you're here, your startup cannot be freaking big. So one of the biggest VPN goals is in Romania. Why? Because in Romania is one of the top 3 level of engineers in the world. And not too many people know, but it is true. And that's why there's so many companies from the outside that they have their companies in here, work in development, but in the US or in the UK, they do all the business and the teaching. So you can be here. You can have your own global mentality, but not because you're here, you cannot go with a global company. Here's cheaper, here's you speak your own language, you understand how are Moldovans, and that's something that you need to embrace, because I have a lot of startups saying like, oh, I need to jump into the US. Well, do you understand how they're Americans? Do you know that in the US there's no official language? Do you know that by 2020 it's going to be more Spanish speaker than English speaker in the US? My wife is American and I learned all that. Like, I've been in the US places that nobody speaks English. And that's Los Angeles, LA. Big district with thousands of people. Koreatown in LA. nobody speaks English. Their banks are in Korean. They have a special Uber for Koreans. So it's something that people doesn't realize about the US because it's the major market that everybody want to go. And why you want to go to a market that is so oversaturated? Try to own your marketing here, and after you own it, start going to Romania because they speak the same language. Go to Ukraine because it's just right here. Go to Hungary because it's almost right here. And start exploring around because it's huge. Turkey is huge. You have Hungary, Romania, etc. Put all of them together, you have a huge market. But locals always have, and this is the whole region, no, it's too small. I'm from Chile. Like, to go out is expensive, takes so much time, because we have a freaking long country. On one side is the ocean, and on the other side is a mountain. So yeah, you want to go to Argentina, pay the ticket, which is expensive, and all the time that take to get there. I live in Estonia, I want to go to Riga, and I just take a bus. I go to St. Petersburg. I can go to Russia without visa, which is pretty nice. So I can just jump there, 18 euros return ticket. So, but by bus. In Chile, you never think about going to Argentina by bus, because it's 24 hours. And we don't have internet and TV and movies and coffee and bathroom like in Estonia to go everywhere. It's just a bus. So, biggest advice that I can give, doesn't matter from where you are, just own your market. I know that it's small. Estonia is even smaller. Tallinn is 400,000 people, so those guys can say it's small. But if it works, jump to anyone else that is kind of similar to you and that you can communicate easily.
And how do you get to know your market? You told me earlier that you use some kind of tools to be updated on what's new up there.
Well, I'm a tech junkie. I have so many apps and so many stuff all the time. Like in my phone, I have over 100 apps that I like to try and test. But you can validate your market and get it to know by talking to people. Because the worst thing that you can do is believe that what you think is the right thing. If nobody tells you that that's really good, you're just gonna keep thinking yourself. And that was my experience when I was in Chile. This is the thing. And then I jump outside and they were like, that's not the thing. That's been done 25,000 times and it was an epic fail. So knowing your market is basically go out and talk to them, talk to people. If you want to do something in IT, talk to different people to know if that's worth their money. And that's the main thing, value with money. Because if your company, your startup doesn't make money, you are wasting your time. Even that you're learning in the process and all that. I worked for 2 years in my own startup. I traveled the world. It was awesome experience. I will hope to stop at the first year. Because it was really, really stupid not having an idea of how to make money. And I move around the world with an idea. I raised thousands of dollars with an idea and I never had a product at all. And till today I don't understand how I got to so many conferences, invited to so many places with a fake demo on a slide that everybody go, wow, I love that. It's like that, I don't have anything. So owning and knowing your market is going out, coming here and talking to anyone about what is your idea. You don't need to say your secret sauce, but you can say, hey, I'm doing an app for connecting people, what do you think? Oh, I'm using this, that. Then you're gonna realize that people already been doing what you think you can do, and how to improve it is your own thing.
They say the best place to hide a dead body is page 2 on Google search. What are the most common mistakes of those who are making an email marketing campaign?
Big mistakes of making email marketing? Not doing A/B testing. Every marketer always believes that they know because they're good, because they know what message to send, because they know how to engage with people, but they don't understand that there's two kind of people in the world, analyticals and emotionals. And you need to understand how to engage with one and with the other. And at SendGrid you can do A/B testing on everything. So in email marketing and in marketing there's always all the metrics like open rate, click-through, etc., etc. So a question to all of you guys. What is the meaning of open rate? Yeah, but what do you measure with open rate? What is the successful measure?
How many people?
Subject of the email.
Exactly. Because if nobody opens it because your subject is whatever. And what I mean with whatever is because it's not bringing value. So today, anything that you do as a human being, as an entrepreneur, as a startup, as a product, as an app, if it doesn't bring value, it's not going to do anything and nobody's going to pay for it. And click-through, and all the clicks and all that, it's mean the content. So you can think that, oh yeah, I know that my service is, I don't know, Google Ads, and I'm going to sell through email marketing Google Ads, and this is how I sell it. Well, try at least 2 ways, 2 different messages. One more analytical, like, hey, I know I can help you to improve your, I don't know, efficiency. And the other one is like, do you want to go out of work earlier? I can help you. So one is more emotional, the other one is more analytical. And that's why A/B testing is the main thing that you have to do for email marketing, for web development, for app development, for whatever you do, always A/B testing. There's no other way to get good quality from your campaigns.
What tips can you give? In nowadays, there is more customized approach. Everything is personalized, and there are new trends of big data personalization. And what advice can you give for a person who's starting to use email, mail, newsletter?
How many of you get emails during the week that you know that it was not for you, even that I say your name? That's the first thing. If you don't personalize as much as possible your emails, your campaigns, the success behind them is going to be nothing. You're not going to bring value to anyone, you're not going to bring more money, you're not going to bring new prospect, new client, new customer, etc. And why is that? Because we live in a crazy world today, where the amount of information that we have is way too much. It's this new concept, FOMO, fear of missing out. And then everyone is like, hey, what happened today? Let me see. Like yesterday, with the whole thing in Westminster, in London, right away everyone was already checking on Facebook, I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm did this. And it's like, and who asked you? But everybody wants to click, 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 click. Why? Because people, and it's not you, and including myself, human beings like to brag on the internet. Why we take selfies? Why we take a photo of the really cool lights that we have it? Why we check in where we're going? Why we show ourselves on the internet? Because we like to brag, and it doesn't mean we like to brag in a bad way, but we like to show to our friends, oh, this is what I'm doing. Like I do all the time as well for work, and then it's incredible the reception from my friends, like, where's Moldova? Like, oh, here, this side, oh, wow, I never thought that somebody's going to be there. Like, and I do it everywhere because I'm from Chile and all my friends never been on this side of the world. Normally everybody go to freaking France or England or etc., like the common one, but why you don't come here? I don't know. Stigmas and stuff like that. And what people like to do is like to share and share and share. How many people get crazy reviewing? Or just be yourself honest, that you publish something and you check at least 5 times how many likes you got. You see? I even post a photo of my baby and I made a competition with my wife to get more likes. Just to see how much you can reach. And it's just crazy to see how people react to things. And now with all the different kind of buttons on Facebook and all that, it's for a different kind of bragging. So your question was?
How can you personalize an email? Not just name and...
Learning about who you're sending the email. Segmentation, 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 segmentation. LinkedIn. First point, LinkedIn. So everyone is like, oh yeah, I'm going to segment between females and males. Okay, cool. And then you have 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, this level of education, this level of education, they speak English, they don't speak English. The more you personalize, on one side it's way easier to communicate with them, and that's connected if you are developing your own startup to create personas about your company. So if you create personas and you know to who to talk to, that if you think it could buy your product, the message that you send to them is directly to them. It's like, I know how you think, I'm going to send you that email. And like you, there's plenty of people around. So it's, a personalization is, hey Felipe, from this company, I love what you wrote in here. So all the startups get crazy how to communicate with journalists. And many of them go to Press Farm to buy for $9 email list of journalists. Don't waste money, just go on LinkedIn or just ask on Twitter. But then follow them, learn from them, and then send an email saying, hey, I love what you wrote last weekend or a year ago. I've been implementing, I love it. By the way, can we talk? I have a startup.
But that's networking rather than spamming.
Yeah, because you should not spam. And today, for example, get email list is extremely simple. It's extremely cheap. Like for $150, you can get 50,000 targeted emails. I can give you right now 2,000 emails of SaaS owners. And what are you going to do with them? Spam.
But for example, you've got, let's say, 5,000 contacts. How do you manage to track everybody's move? What somebody wrote somewhere or their interest? I mean, how do you collect all these insights?
Do you need to track 5,000 people?
I don't know.
I say no. So there's two kind of focuses that you need to have. Let's say you have a SaaS company, you're developing this really cool tool for making websites. Everybody needs a website today. Everybody wants to have a website today. Perfect. What happens if you spam to 100,000 people and then 100,000 people want to start making a website? Can you manage 100,000 people right now? And that's the biggest issue that startups have. They get crazy with the mentality from investors that bring me numbers, bring me numbers. I need millions of numbers. No. Why? Because you don't need investment now. People that need investment is because they need to grow when they're already validated and proved with sales that they need to go to the next stage. But without getting freaking crazy. Because I've seen companies going down because they cannot manage the amount of inbound that they're getting. So I always say, don't spam to 100,000, don't spam to 1,000. If you have an email list that you have been growing, I don't know, let's say you export your LinkedIn network. I have 3,000 connections. I'm not gonna send 3,000 emails right away. I can send to say hello or whatever, 50 every week. If the response rate is really small and I get like, I don't know, 1 or 2 responses, okay, let's go for 100. Oh, I'm getting 4, I can still manage 4, I can go maybe for 8. Let's do 150, okay, that's my sweet spot of sending amount of email because I can keep answering them. See? So the main thing is don't get crazy with volume, get crazy with value. I prefer to talk to 5 people that are going to become my customer and give me $100 every month than spend $50 trying to reach 1,000 people that are not going to bring me any single penny back. And that's something that most of the startups don't realize at the beginning. They just want to spam and spam because everybody needs to use my app. Really? Do you know exactly what you have? Somebody really told you that your app is really useful? Yeah, my mom. Good. Is your mom paying? No, I give it for free. Will your mom pay? No, it's not for her, it's for people that go to events. So what's the point? So don't talk to too many people. Talk to the people that you can manage and you can learn from. And as well, people that is honest enough to tell you in your face, this is horrible. And when somebody tells you that, embrace it, give a hug, invite another beer, and tell him why. And give me all the insight why this is so horrible.
So what you are saying is better to send, for example, to 50 people but they need to have the feeling that you wrote this email genuinely.
I take my time. I do cold emails. Like how many of you know the real concept of cold email? Perfect. Cold email is basically when you get emails from internet. You get them and then you start sending emails like, hey, hello, you don't know me, I'm spamming you. No, you're not spamming. Because you're sending one by one or you're sending to 10 of them, but talking directly to them without selling and saying, hey, I'm Felipe. This is what I do. I want to connect with you because you work in this industry, which I really like and I'm into. How I can help. By the way, let's have a Skype call. And if you don't want to get any other email, please click in here. Clean all your contacts. Go to LinkedIn. Remove anyone that doesn't bring a value. Why is that? Because why are you going to have a value? For just pray yourself that you have 10,000 friends on Facebook? I've been deleting so many connections on Facebook because they don't bring any value to me. And that's a word that if you hang out with me, I'm going to be saying 24/7 and I sound like a freaking crazy dude. Value, 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 value. And it's true. So focus on the more personalized, the more engagement that you're going to get.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the customer data and privacy. So, and you mentioned the cold emailing. And can you tell us more about the privacy stuff? I mean, for example, you're scrapping database of a couple hundreds of emails. And how do you do your first contact? So how do you legalize your database? Since they never sign up for your newsletter.
Well, it's not the word legalize, otherwise it means that you're being hacking into a website to steal the database, which is illegal, and please don't do it because you can go to jail. Last night I was watching the movie of Anonymous. One of the guys is getting 105 years in jail. And the main guy that leaked all the data is only 10 years. So you can get into big trouble for that. Because data is private. What is not private, you can take it. So it depends on you how private you want to do. You want to have your own personal information. Sadly, let me tell you that you are already screwed and your information is already everywhere. Because once the internet is everywhere already and it's impossible to delete. So when I do scrubbing and I'm looking for new prospects, I'm looking for new customers, I'm looking for new partners, etc., I go for a small volume of people that is really 110% related to what I want to get. I don't go for example, we work with startups. We have our product where we support startups. 1 year service, mentoring, etc. Oh yeah, I can go to websites like, I don't know, AngelList and start scrapping the craziness of AngelList and get millions of startups. And then start sending emails. What is the real value for that? What is going to bring to Sandwich? What is going to bring to our community, to our just volume and volume and volume. I'm looking for a startup that bring value to the other startup that we have. I'm looking for founders and entrepreneurs that are willing to give first. What? No. There's no. Oh, well. Startup Grind is about give first and then ask for it. And I've been doing that for the last few months, and it's incredible how much it returns to you if you start giving first. Sometimes it's really time consuming. Well, do it only 1 or 2 advice a week if you don't have more time. But give first. When that person gets extremely happy with basically you spending your time, is when everything changes. And about privacy and all that, we live in a world that everybody's demanding privacy. We know that there's almost nothing private. And specifically, people is demanding privacy when they're posting everything on Facebook. And taking all the photos on Instagram. I used to know where it was my sister and where she's going to be because she was using Foursquare every single minute of the day, even at the gas station. Chicken, 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 chicken. I'm like, why? I know that tomorrow you're going to be there at 5:30. So it was kind of getting scared. Like, so people is demanding privacy without really taking care of privacy. So I get worried about my daughter's information I post once in a while photos and stuff like that. Yeah, because I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are my friends that I talk to them from different countries, and I want them to see our baby. But it took me 2 weeks to publish that we become parents. Because first I took my phone and I called every single friend to say, hey, here's the photo, this is my baby. Because I value your friendship and I want you to know before Facebook. And I have friends that they have a baby and they made the profile of their baby, which for me is creepy. And they were offering me and they sent me a friend request and I was like, why I'm gonna be friend with the baby? This is, in my opinion, that's wrong. And those parents should check a little bit what's wrong in their brain. Oh yeah, because I want to save the username. And what happens if your daughter wants to call 11259 on Facebook? What are you doing? Like, people is demanding privacy without really taking care of privacy. And it's whining and whining and whining. Oh, how many times you get messages on Facebook saying, I demand that Facebook cannot do anything with my private data because I don't concern about it. Have you read the terms and conditions of Facebook? I haven't because it's too long. But I know that they own everything because it's their service. And if you don't like it, get out and create your own social network. So,
I wanted to ask you about mobile campaigns. I mean, everybody's using mobile phones and the mobile-friendly websites are more popular. How newsletters or email marketing works on mobile devices?
well, we know that people is using more mobile phone and tablet and computers today. Like desktops are going out and everybody's moving right there. If your main users and all that are in mobile and are in apps and stuff like that, I highly recommend you to buy the most amount of devices that you can test and test it and test it and test it and test it that the images look good, etc., because you can use a really amazing tool called SendGrid. But if you don't do your site as well, could be a really bad campaign, and something that looks bad in your phone, people is gonna get out and go back to Facebook. And that's the reality. That's the reality. Like, if your email doesn't look good in your phone, people get out and back to their social life on Facebook. So I always say, like, try to understand who is your user, get the metrics. Tools like SendGrid is gonna tell you how many guys are on Android, how many guys are on an iPhone, size of the screen and all that, and you can see and prepare for it. The worst thing that happened with startups is that they're just sending emails to whatever it comes without planning to who is going to be opening that email, where, what time, what is it. So you need to be strategic. And I don't understand why sometimes startups are not strategic and they're just like, send, just blast it. So it's tools like SendGrid, yeah. Take care that your email is going to render properly on devices, but at the same time, you as the designer of your own email, you can put, oh yeah, I want this font to be 120 pixels because it looks freaking awesome in my 27-inch screen. Oh wow, I love it. You put it in your phone, oh, then they scroll to the side. Oh my god, this is horrible. What I'm saying, and then you're screwed. And you lost sales and sign-ups and customers.
We live in a busy world, and for example, sometimes I get an email on my phone, or maybe while I'm busy at work. Can you share how to build a drip campaign? I mean, a proper drip campaign that will drip.
Okay, so. Well, at SendGrid, we don't have right now a drip campaign. We have our own laboratory that we've been testing our tool called, yeah, this looks pretty interesting. So at SendGrid, we don't have automation right now because we're working on it. We have our own lab that we've been running, our own tool called Threads, and we have we acquire a new company as well, and we're working on it. So for a startup, they can work with something called Mautic, for example. Mautic is kind of like Hotspot, Infusionsoft, freakingly big tool that allow you to create landing pages, email marketing is integrated with Zenly, and it works beautifully. Have a little bit of a learning curve because it's big, but when you start using it, you realize, okay, this is incredible. And for drip campaigns, I get a lot of the companies and a startup that they basically create one email. If they don't open, send this other email after 3 days. A drip campaign is about the whole customer journey. And for that, you need to understand your funnel, which part of the funnel you really need to take care, when they are just going out. And based on that, you start creating campaigns like, oh, you click in here, then send this email after 3 days. You didn't open, send this email after the other day. Just to give you numbers that people don't believe and doesn't understand. 80% of the sales are made between the 5th and the 12th follow-up email. 80% of the sales. How many of you think that to send 5 to 6 emails after you didn't open is too much? That's basically because you don't get too many emails. I get 200 or 300 emails a day. I have 9 different email accounts. And I learned my own system to clean it and doing this. I use different tools for it. But follow-ups and follow-ups and follow-ups are the most important thing that you have to do with drip campaigns. Why? Because we're getting so much information that your emails are going down and are going unimportant. And it's like, it's not priority, it's not in the first thing, it's something else is coming every 5 seconds. So follow-ups are really important, and the drip campaign is about strategy. So to the old startup, I always say, focus at least a month to understand your customer journey, from where they came from, how they sign up, what they do first in your app or your service, what they do second, what they do third, what they don't do, and based on that, start sending in emails. Because drip campaign is all about education. It's all about, oh, by the way, you're not using this feature in our service. Let me explain you how it works, because I believe it could work for you. So then is when you start segmenting your customers, like, okay, anyone that is not using this feature, that is in this segment, that is doing ABC, I'm gonna send this message. And then those guys are gonna get that email, and be like, oh wow, I didn't know that I could track shares. That's incredible. Now I know how many people is sharing and who is sharing. So the people that is not sharing, you can start educating them to say, hey, you can share. So drip campaign is everything about strategy. And a strategy takes time. And not because you're building a startup, you shouldn't take time as well for your strategy. It's not just a coding thing or designing something. It's about how somebody is gonna get on board with me in this journey to use my app, to use my service, to use my website. And at the end, pay.
Okay, I wanted to talk about, there's a saying that the talent is distributed evenly, but the opportunities are not. So in Moldova, we have talented people, but in limited edition, because it's a small country. And do you have experience in hiring talent from other countries doing stuff for you, and how to hire them?
Okay, so your point is, as a Moldovan company, to bring talent?
I mean,
or you as a developer or professional going to get a job?
Yeah, like designer, developer who can make stuff for your website or...
Oh, outsourcing. I'm the biggest user of outsourcing. Why? Because I've been poor my entire life, so I can only hire someone that can work for really cheap. Don't do that. I stopped doing that because it's the worst experience that you can do. Because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this guy said he's gonna build the app for $300. Well, that guy is probably building another 25 apps because the guy have to leave. So with $300, the guy is not gonna leave. And it take a month to do it. So probably the guy have another 4 apps at the same time. And developers, specifically developers, I'm one of them, are liars. They're always gonna tell you, tomorrow is ready. Oh, Facebook changed the API, let me update. Oh, now I want to have the Angular 2 version because it's beautiful. We don't need it. keep it with just Angular 1. No, we need to be the trendy guy. So, sorry, what was the question? So just my attention span.
Outsourcing.
Yeah, well, when you focus on outsourcing, something that I've been doing for the last year, 2 years, when I hire someone that offer me something in a time that they say, with the price that they say, let's say I want an app, and Martin says it's going to take me 1 month, and it's going to be beautiful for $500. Perfect. If you said that, and you make it, I'm going to give you 20% extra. If you don't make it, you give me 10% back. What happened? I get jobs done in 60, 70% faster. Why? Because the guy wants to get a second job from me, and a third job from me, and the guy is making 20% extra. And 20% extra from 500, it's a good amount extra that the guy is getting. So it's another 100. So then you start making some numbers like, okay, I didn't spend 500, I spent 600, but I didn't took a month, and it took 3 weeks or 2 weeks. So I can go out really fast. So that's a mentality that I learned from wasting so much money with guys that never deliver what they promise in the time that they promise, and they normally never deliver. And I was wasting and wasting and wasting time and money. And I realized that they're always going to offer you, especially developers in Upwork, Guru, etc., etc. They're going to be like, oh, yes, 1 week, done. Like, seriously, I know that is impossible, but you're saying that. So if you make it, there's extra money. Because at the end, it's going to bring way more value to you to spend 20% extra than being waiting for another 3 months that the guy is going to finish. And when you pay that extra 20%, you create a bond with that guy that normally earned $5 an hour. But when you do that, they're like, thank you. Like, I really appreciate your love. And they feel love from someone on the other side of the screen. And they feel important, and they feel that they can trust you. So today I'm working with a developer that I just paid with money on Western Union. When the guy finished, you cannot do that with a guy that you don't know. And I never met that guy. I don't know where he lives in Pakistan, and he keep coding with me without any problem, and I send the money when I have to send it, and the guy get it, and always I send $20, $30 extra, like, but with a reason. Thank you, looks awesome, your improvement, get a dinner on my name. And that little gesture changed the whole thing.
Okay, and the last one for me will be also about opportunities, but for a startup. You visited probably underdeveloped countries, like countries from Africa. Moldova is also an underdeveloped countries. So what can you say about opportunities in these kind of countries? Do startups from California have more opportunities, access to funds or donors than in Moldova?
Yeah, they have more access. Why? Because people with money have a mentality, have a concept of what is investment and all that, and yeah, that's a reality check. In here, raising money, like in other countries in the region, is hard, yes, but there is money. If you create something that is going to bring value to the customer that you're targeting, and you prove that it's going to bring money, anyone with money that is willing to invest on new project, that you prove, hey, I have customers, this is my service, I'm making $5,000 a month. Now, if I do ABC, because they said ABC, I'm gonna make 50,000, and then we can keep growing and keep growing. It makes sense, go for it. But most of the startups in this region, they're like, oh, there's an opportunity, we need to go somewhere. Okay, cool, you went to Silicon Valley, and what did you do there? If you're still not bringing value to anyone, if it's still you're not validating your idea. I have so many startups from Pakistan, from Africa, from places that you don't have investors, but the guys made their own way to get to an investor in Europe because their service at the end they started exporting there. I have hundreds of startups in educational tech. Doing what? The same thing as always. Teachers can communicate with parents, and see the grades and what the kid is going to study, etc. One startup in Pakistan got it right. It's a simple attendance app. So parents can get a notification that their kid arrived to school inside of the class, safe. That the kid, oh yeah, your kid is having dinner, lunch. Yeah, your kid is in this class. So every class, a teacher take their phone. It's like, oh, Peter, yes. Mike, yes. This, yes. And parent, oh yeah, my kid is safe. Nothing else. And in countries like right now in Pakistan, that's a huge value. Because the parents can keep working and keep being relaxed, that their kid is safe. And they were having so many features, that at the end it was like, okay, we're just wasting time of making features. Parents want to know about safety. The kid is already doing good in school, period. They want to know about safety. Is my kid okay or not? So, but those guys are now getting investment in the UK. Because something happened there, they connect with this, they're getting investment in the UK. And they never expected. They were never looking for it. But then they realized that today, this word that is so freaking crazy, is that more and more parents are really concerned about their kids' safety. When the 9/11 happened, my sister studied in an American school. And our school, my school is a German school, she was an American school, they were one in front of the other one. And my school was like, go and pick it up your sister because we don't know what's going on in the US. And it was a big, huge mess in the American school. It was all like, we don't know what is going on. And everyone was concerned. Like right now, what happened in the UK, and everyone is concerned, like, what's going on? My best friend lived there, and they were like, it's a big mess. We don't know what's going on. So, what were we talking about?
So basically what you're saying is if you create value, you can scale it up.
That's the main thing. Value. I've been speaking with a lot of startups in here since Tuesday, and I keep repeating, and I'm pretty annoying sometimes, is value. Why is that? Because what you're doing, probably your same app or your same service, there's already 10,000. How many of you have a design studio? Cool. How many designers we have around? This region, including Ukraine, have the best designers in the world. The best concept of design and all that. Because if you go to the Nordic, everything is white and black, so not too much color. But in here, it doesn't matter if you're really small, you need to bring value. And if you bring value, a guy with money that wants to make more money, that's why he's been making money, it's not gonna need to be a startup investor. You just go to someone with money and be like, hey, I can prove you that this is working, this is making money. I need another 10,000 euros to go from this to that with this plan. You guys need to do a little bit more homework, yes, because you need to convince someone that is not investing regularly on startups. So you need to go a little bit more like the business plan and a little bit more annoying task. It's not like in other market like in the US that you go with like, oh, downloads, likes, metrics, perfect, check, you get the money.
Okay, and now we'll have a questions and answer thing.
Who make questions, get t-shirts.
Yeah, Felipe brought 20,000 t-shirts. And 20 t-shirts, and for each question you'll get one t-shirt. I hope we'll don't have a lot of them standing here. So
Eu pot să pun întrebarea în română, da? Felipe, este oare serviciul tău conectabil cu alte CRM-uri online de genul Salesforce, cloud-based CRM?
So if I know a service to it's connected, integrated.
If you have an API.
No. You can use those other. Right now at SendGrid we launched our new partners marketplace. To be honest, I haven't checked it because I don't sell the service of SendGrid. I focus on the startup program. But we have a new marketplace where you can see all the partners that we have, extra benefits, who integrate directly with us, and there's plenty of tools. We use Salesforce internally as a company, so So I don't know if there's an integration or not. I don't want to lie.
Thank you for being here. So my question is how to identify if the feedback is honest from your startup idea?
Oh, talking to someone that is willing to pay. Because if you talk to your friends and family, they don't want to tell you that your idea is really bad. And that's the reality check. Like, if you don't know someone, that someone doesn't care to tell you in your face, this is a horrible idea, I will never pay for it. But people that is willing to pay, but they even still think that is something bad with it, they're gonna be like, I love the concept. I will be your customer if you change A, B, C, because it will bring extra value to me. So never talk on one side at the beginning. I always do the grandma test. So I go to my grandma and I show it. What is this? I don't know. Thank you. I need to go back, simplify as much as possible, and then go back. Unless you're doing something extremely technical for technical people. But 99% of the startup is just about something extremely simple that they don't know how to explain. So grandma test on one side, make people that doesn't understand what you're doing, see if they understand, but then go out and talk to people. I sold an idea in a mall and I make $120 in one day with an idea, with cash in my hand, doing the lean startup machine program in the morning. And I was second place because the other guys, they were kind of recycling, taking toys out of the house, and they realized that parents were like, take all this crap that we don't need, and they were selling for recycling and they made more money than me. But I was saying, are you annoyed that you're not getting money from your friend every time that you're paying for something? Yeah, will you pay $1 to get an app that get your money back? Yeah, here's $10. Or people pay crazy to do that. That was my startup. And
hello. Your company like SendGrid have some special agreements with company like Gmail or like Google or Yahoo?
special agreement?
Yeah, for sending emails.
It's just
For not
companies like
getting
SendGrid, we don't have a special agreement, but we work with them directly. Because, for example, Gmail have more than 5,000 factors to identify if your email is a spam. Yahoo is only like 1,000. But Gmail is like 5,000. How many P's, how many M's, the radio of your image, if it's too heavy or not, if you're using different code, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, we work really close with Gmail, with Google in this case. I have no idea if we have someone from Google working with us, but we have to work with them because they update all the time. So, for example, right now you can see in your Gmail that it's like, oh, Felipe from this company via this. So this is, oh, via SendGrid, via SparkPost, via any blah, blah, blah. At SendGrid, one of the biggest differentiation that we do is that you can white label, and we encourage any customer to white label their account. We don't need to get customers through a link or an annoying thing in the footer of your email, like other companies do. We don't need that. We need you to tell to your friends what are you happy about to SendGrid, so that new customer is going to come to us like, oh yeah, my friend recommended, I want to try it. And that's how SendGrid has been growing crazy, and that's why we do so much with the startup community, to explain them what is the real value of a real connection through email.
My question is, so you were saying that we need to know our potential clients before to send an email or to make an email campaign. If our target group are companies, how can we analyze this information? Where should we analyze or search this information to know better companies or their needs before we send these emails?
LinkedIn. I know that it sounds really basic, but LinkedIn is going to tell you how many people work in the company, who is connected to who, to who, to who.
And company page, web page, Facebook also?
No. I personally don't like Facebook. For me, Facebook is the most fake idea of what is marketing, especially for B2B. Like, Facebook is not the place for B2B. B2C, yeah. Because,
Company page, does it say anything about the company?
but you're focused on B2B? To have a Facebook page?
I don't know, I mean, not Facebook page, but corporate page.
The page of the company. Every company has a page, usually.
But a website or a page on Facebook?
I mean website, yes.
Okay. Sorry.
So my question is, if the company page, a web page, has available information for us to understand more about company and I don't know, to get some information we need for our mail campaigns to get the most targeted email campaigns. So not only LinkedIn, but the company web page. Is it valuable for us during our campaigns?
Because on LinkedIn, for example, LinkedIn, you can understand the market that they are, who is working, etc. On their own website, normally you have the about us, mission, vision, and all that. So you can get extra information about them. They have their blog posts, etc. But with the information that you can collect from LinkedIn, I think it's more valuable to relate to them and try to contact them. Because you can say like, hey, I want to work with you guys because Peter, my friend, is there. And then Peter can talk to someone in the company and say, hey, please get her email and talk to her. So LinkedIn is the one that can connect you in a proper way.
Hey, thanks a lot for being with us today. I wanted to ask you more about the startup programs from SendGrid, and especially if there are any for the early stage startups or for the marketing SaaS or software and things like that. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, so our program is called Accelerate. Our company is 7 years old and we started as a startup. Right now you can go to TechStart and read the story of Isaac, our main founder. Who is a techie guy till today, keep coding in the company, and it's not the CEO, it's not the CFO or CTO. There are 3 founders, and one of them now is the CTO, but the CEO is come to the company, the CFO come to the company, COO come to the company, and the founders are still coding. And because of that, they knew from day one, they went through TechStart in the US. They learned from day one that what they were doing was good, but they didn't know how to do it. Because they were not CEO, they're not business people, they were not marketing people, they were not management people, etc. What they were coders that call their company SMTP API. So if you're not a developer, you don't understand what that means. You see? So what they did, it was like, we need help. Based on that, we created this program about 2 years and a little bit more ago, where the main idea is for a full year, help startups to grow as much as possible to reach the level of I can make business, I can make money, and I can keep growing. Because we know that like 99.9% of the startup die and blah, blah, blah. And they die because they don't know how to do things. So most of the companies, the biggest differentiation between our program and other programs from other big companies that give things is that they give perks. So, oh yeah, here's a free hosting account for the next 12 months or $100,000 in hosting, blah, blah, blah. It's basically give you the keys of a car, you understand the concept of driving, and you're just crashing trying to figure out how to do it. We want to give you the key and sit next to you. No, stay here, stay there, too fast, too slow. And that's why our program gives you access to our platform, so you can use SendGrid for free for 12 months. For 12 months, you can keep in contact with me and my team, with my colleagues, which are freakingly expert on what we do. They are really, really well connected people. They're really good mentors on business strategy, business idea, and that's one of the main things of our program. We don't sell email marketing. We help startups with their own problems. So some of the startup I talk about email marketing, some other startup I talk about founder life and like how to get on track again. Others is like business development, others is customer acquisition. It's based on what the startup had problems. And that's why our team is so good because we have different skills and in between all of us, we work with the startup to help them overcome problems. And that is our own network. We have over 1,500 startups on our network. And we're working to interconnect all of them, get new customers, get better feedback, and basically grow a community around that. That's what I do. I work traveling around the world, talking to startups to help them to overcome. And that's why I always do office hours. So I sit with people, with you or with you as well the other day, and I help them based on my experience. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just a guy that make a lot of mistakes, but I learn from it. And today I be like, oh, well, you shouldn't go that way because I made a mistake in this way. So I don't call myself a mentor, I prefer to call myself a good friend that is gonna give you an honest feedback. And I'm gonna tell you in your face, I don't like your idea and I think that is wrong, or oh wow, I think it's good.
Okay, and one more question.
Can I have a t-shirt? No, actually I have another question, which is almost as bad as the first one. Who won the baby photo contest? You or your wife?
Me.
He has more friends
You'll
on
get the
Facebook,
t-shirt.
that's why.
Yeah, I import the list on my Facebook account and I just like blast everyone. I'm like paying on Fiverr to get likes, so I won.
Did you really do that?
No, but I did it for a friend. We had a friend when I was in Accelerator. One of the guys, like the management guys on the Accelerator in Estonia, sorry. We went to the middle of nowhere, -20 freaking cold, and they were like, oh, this guy and his photo get a lot of likes, he's gonna have to jump into cold water. And I paid $5 to get 1,000 likes, and he was in the water. So yeah, you can put the likes on yourself if you want. Fiverr with .com. And it's $5.
Okay, one more.
You said that LinkedIn is the best tool to chat for B2B companies. Have you had any experience working with countries or targeting B2B companies in countries who are not good with LinkedIn? What I want to say that Moldova is not that popular with LinkedIn. Companies do not make LinkedIn profiles. People do, and it's growing, but companies not too much. And I do agree with you that LinkedIn is a valuable tool. But how do you cope with that?
LinkedIn is a social network, as a professional social network of people that work for companies. So you don't need to look for the company because you're not going to talk to Coca-Cola.com logo. You're going to talk to Marika that work as a manager HR, that you're doing something on HR.
So you still look for people on LinkedIn.
Oh, you always...
Rather than companies and then people.
You talk to human because you're a human being. And then that's something that startup need to get it. Don't look for companies. Look for people that work in the company and look for the right people that is going to move you inside of the company to get what you're looking for. So I always get that like, oh, in Estonia is the perfect example for freaking small thing. And they don't look for companies. You look for someone that works in a company. Because even that the company doesn't have a page, so they cannot link directly and it doesn't look that beautiful. But yeah, they say, I work at Coca-Cola in Estonia. Oh, perfect, I need to talk to you. And you can get that right away on LinkedIn.
Okay, let's say thank you to Felipe. You can approach him after this session and get answers to your questions. The one thing I want to mention that you have an opportunity to present yourself, to tell what you do here in front and connect here, because Startup Grind helps you make friends, not contacts. So if somebody is interested, please come here and tell what you do.
Hello, my name is Valentin. So I want to say about it. This year we are launching a new program of Founder Institute Accelerator Program of Startups. And we want to announce that Felipe agrees to be one of the mentors in the program. And we had a lot more mentors around the world. So from United States, from UK, from Germany, from Romania, from Ukraine, and also local mentors. And I want to know that this year, for this semester, we had a surprise for some startups. So the best 2 startups will go to the Silicon Valley, and they will meet. They will go to the Google campus, to the Facebook campus. So feel free to talk with me if you have more questions. If you have a startup idea, even if you don't have a startup idea, you can talk. You can talk with me, and I'll help you to. Yes, to have a startup and to have a successful startup, because I by myself, I graduated for the first semester and I like it so much that I decided to help another startups to grow, to know this atmosphere. And here I have some, I don't know, flyers, so you can learn more about, so please pass on. And here also. Thank you.
Okay, and somebody else want to come forward? You can say what do you do, and maybe connect with a potential partner. Yep.
Hello everyone, my name is Victor, and we are developing a startup that will simplify the way people are getting professional SEO services and at the price of coffee. So if you have some questions about search engine optimization, you can approach me or us, my colleague, and we will be able to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Somebody else? Okay, just to remind you, we have the next thing is to continue a sweet chat with beverages and maybe some pizza. I hope. Maybe pizza is already frozen, but anyway. And one more time, I would like to mention all the partners. It's Orange, USAID Moldova, and Cristalov. Don't go away, spend some time, make some friends, have contacts, and thank you very much for your attention.